friends. Never the level like really again. Would have been another one again, but I paid no attention.
Down there doing donuts. Do donuts. There you go. Do the donuts. Do the donuts. Oh, no. So man, this ain't fair, man. I'm gonna be cold when I go inside the air conditioning.
Is he happy?
He looks happy. You don't look upset. He looks a little cold now. Don't shake off of my truck. God damn. Right on my truck. Where'd he go?
Come here, Pupper! We gotta get Puppers next.
I got you. I got you.
Oh, he gets so messy when he's wet. He gets so like nappy when he's wet. He's gonna love it.
He's gonna love it. He's gonna love it. Cause I have no complaint. Go have fun. Leave me alone. Jesus, you're all wet. Oh, you're all wet. You're all wet.
He smells like a wet dog when he gets wet.
Toby?
Pupper.
Oh yeah.
He's got so much damn hair.
You're so freaking cute.
Alright, let him go.
Ready?
You gotta get the head last. I'm gonna leave his tail fluffy.
Don't shake off him.
He didn't even shake.
You know he's gone.
He's weird.
Where'd he go? There you go. Zoom!
It's like they get a burst of energy when you get them wet, bro. They're like, yes! What's up, dude? You don't want the camera or what? Alright, well, I am going to try to get as much of this wiring done as I possibly can. Honestly, my goal for this weekend is get this thing back up, running, and driving. Because, I mean, I got to experience it a little bit. I got a little taste of it, and I want it back. I want to go out and do some testing, and I want to get into some drag racing, bro, if I'm being straight up with you. And I'd really like to get this damn thing on the dyno and see what it is that it makes completely stop before we end up doing like a cam and all that. I know I've mentioned all this before, but I'm just recapping, you know what I'm saying? So I kind of have a game plan. A lot of things are going to be different. I mean, a lot of things are going to be the same as what we had it before, but a lot of things are going to be different as well because they got to go to different places now. I need to find a wire that I can use for my starter. I lost that because that is the one thing that my harness that I made, it had the wire that tied in up here. So the signal from the ignition in there goes to one of these pins that sends the signal to the starter to crank it, right? Well, I built that into my harness. This harness that I ordered, it doesn't have that. So now we need to run another one. And the wire that I was using, I have all embedded inside of the harness that I made that I don't want to tear up. So anyhow, like I say, I'm trying to get as much of this ready as I can because I'm going to be taking off here in a little bit to go to the gym with Braven, in which he looks like he's already ready.
I gotta do some running around, so.
Oh, you're not going to the gym right now?
No, I'm going to the gym in like an hour and a half.
Oh, so I got some time.
Yeah, he has some time.
Yeah. So him and I started going to the gym together like months ago. And then I ended up having, I ended up stopping because I had, you know what, I'm just gonna tell you guys, I had an accident. And a lot of you guys saw it in the videos. Here, take this, record it. But do you see there's a scar right here? Can you see the scar?
Oh, you can see it.
Yeah, bro.
It's just funny because I know how you got it. Fuck shit.
I didn't mention it at the time, but I wrecked the ruckus. Yeah, the ruckus. Yeah, I was acting like an idiot on it. Look, and the reason why I didn't mention it is because honestly, I didn't want you guys to end up not wanting to enter to potentially win the ruckus because I just wrecked it. The ruckus didn't get any damage. The only thing that happened to it was it scratched the exhaust a little bit, and it wasn't even bad, bro. Like I was able to buff it out, and which I did. So there was absolutely zero damage to the ruckus. All the damage was to me, bro. I messed my fingers up. It took chunks of skin off my fingers, and I had really bad road rash on my arm, and I had a really bad bruised hip. So I stopped going to the gym where Braven continued, and I want to pick it back up because honestly I've been feeling really unhealthy, and I feel like I've been gaining a lot of weight. And honestly I have, bro. So I need to get back into the gym, and I need to get back to healthy and get my energy up, man.
Yeah, and you know, I feel, you know, the healthiest I've ever been, so you know,
yeah,
you know, inspiration.
Yeah, dude, it's made him such a cocky asshole, bro.
I'm just, you know,
he's going through a stage. He's got to get over it. Anyhow, I wanted to show you guys this. Dude, I guess this is a don't walk in front of my phone. I guess this is a vehicle fire that's all the way down on Glendale. That's all the way on Glendale, bro.
But how is it a vehicle fire?
So we are McDowell, so that's Thomas, Indian School, Camelback, Glendale. That's 4 miles away.
That's crazy.
That is wild, huh? Anyhow, I'm trying to make a reel out of it. I have my phone set up on a time lapse with just khaki and creamy in the background. I'm interested to see what it's gonna look like. It's at 1 minute and 5 seconds long now. Is the actual time-lapse video. It's been recording for almost 11 minutes. Good Lord. Anyhow, I'm trying to get as far as I can with just kind of organizing and getting a game plan and stuff. Then I'm gonna break off, go to the gym, come back, and then continue working on it tonight, so. Braven's trying to get a picture of the drone up in the sky. It's at 100 meters. I have it set to go no higher than 100 meters because I had a really bad experience when it was set on 400 meters.
Oh my god.
Dude, it's a speck up in the sky.
That's 15 times zoom on my phone.
Oh my god.
And you barely see it. It's just a speck.
That's funny.
Jesus.
I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner, but I was like, dude, I'm going to grab some drone footage of that fire. There it is.
This thing is so dope.
I was like, why you gotta land on my car, bro?
Man, I forgot my car had a sunroof. Jesus Christ. Dude, I was looking at my car and I was like, wait, I have a sunroof?
Oh.
Yeah, it completely spaced my mind.
Alright, I'm gonna play you guys the drone footage of the fire right
Sick.
now.
It's not a game, it's a rich thing.
Alright, so I got about 20 minutes. I gotta jump in the shower and get ready to go. Braven already took off. Gotta find a big old thickie, man, for the starter. And I think I already robbed it off of this harness. If I'm being honest, I think I already robbed it because I don't see any thickies. Hopefully I see some thickies at the gym, you know what I'm saying? Shoo! Yeah. Alright. You see this right here? That's a thickie. That would have worked to go to the starter. but I used it for my fans down there. And then the only other one that we had on a harness in there, I used on that first harness that was on the Blazer that I made. I'm wondering if there's one on this that I can rob. So I know this harness looks like shit, but I really hate to tear it apart because it's working and I might need it in the future. I may as well just get new wire, bro. Damn, look at this CRV sitting out here looking all majestic and shit. Freaking evil looking son, bitch. Bro, these new freaking street lights are gangster as hell.
Pretty dope, pretty dope.
Go ahead, talk about what you were talking about.
Women.
Oh. Yo, what the hell? The Planet Fitness sign is off.
Yeah, they took it off. They took it off. They're redoing it.
Oh. I mean, how do I get a cool clip pulling up to the gym, bro, without there being a sign on the damn building? Like, what the hell? Raven. I'm just not gonna show it.
Bro, it's a grandma car.
Dude, this is ridiculous, bro. This is how you know that you're 18 years old.
This is how you
You're
know.
freaking ignorant,
Bro,
dude.
what?
You don't park in the handicap
This is
spot.
my car. I'll park
That's
wherever I want to
rude
park
as
it, okay?
shit.
Understand?
Alright.
Okay, if you're handicapped, you'll
Where's
go
your
to the gym
freaking
anyways.
dome light at?
Bro, it's off.
Why? I can't see to get my water bottles and shit.
I don't want it to stay on the whole time.
Smells like chicken out here. Well, dude, why does it smell like chicken outside the gym, bro?
Marcus just got it.
God, I am.
Damn. It does smell like
Hell yeah, it smells like chicken strong as hell, dude. Ugh. Oh my god.
Oh my god, dude, we're falling apart.
Yeah, dude. It's because there's no dome light.
Bro, what?
Fuck. I don't need my... Hang on. You drive like shit, bro. Look at this handicap. You are handicapped, bro. You're right. You should be parked there. Don't do that. That's rude. Jesus Christ. Rude ass. Any locals, like dead ass, any local subscribers that want to go to the gym with me so I'm not stuck going with these adolescents. These children.
Oh, you don't like laughing.
Laughing. You're not funny. Does that mean they're closing?
Yeah.
What the hell? What the hell? I'm here. Alright, I need to get some nuts for this thing. So, stopping at the Home Depot.
Like the little plastic thing that you put in. You know how you
Need machine nuts. I don't know if it's...
I'm not sure, but you could try it.
I think it's all gonna be in like stupid little packages, bro. I'm gonna have to like open it up to try it. Cause I ain't gonna be able to get this on the thingamabob. Where is the thingamabob? Oh, it's right there. See? Yeah, there ain't no way I'm gonna get this on there. Oh shit! God, baby, come back! All right, I found my nuts. We got what we came for.
Can I get a number 13, large with curly fries? And what do you want?
Coke.
Can I make that a Coke? A number.
This is how we do after the gym.
A number 10, curly fries with a lemonade.
So you see what had happened was, bro, we got back from the gym last night, sat down, ate, got stuck watching a little bit of YouTube, and I went to sleep, man. But anyhow, it's about 6 o'clock in the morning, got a nice early start, well rested, so let's get this thing freaking knocked out. So this guy right here that we ran to Home Depot and grabbed some nuts for, because I didn't have any. Focus. Yeah, so this is just like a it's like a jumper, a distribution block, whatever you want to call it. It's actually the factory distribution block that came on this thing. That's what those 2 holes right there in the firewall are for. So I am going to go ahead and put that back on, because a lot of that wiring, well, that wiring that's in here on the ground, that's got to run out for the air conditioning. I know, like this positive right here, that connected to there. So I figured I'm gonna go ahead and run that back, because I mean, I need a place to hook that up. Also, all of our wires that come out of this bulkhead right here, there's a couple of wires that needs power going to them, and I figured that would be a good place to just go ahead and jump that as well. So I basically need my main focus is on this thing right now, that bulkhead. I need to get the fuel pump ran. I gotta run that starter signal like I had mentioned earlier in the video. And then those power wires, of course, that's what supplies power to that fuse block, which gives me headlights, and like all the power and stuff for the truck. So that is where we're gonna start this morning. Shut up, I'm already awake. Damn it. Alright, so a big ass headache, a whole lot of cussing, the feeling of wanting to just go back in the house and go to bed, and a couple of hours later, I'm almost done with the wiring. So I made a pretty decent harness that comes out of the bulkhead. Everything runs up underneath the brake booster. Windshield wipers plug in right here. The power for everything on that fuse box right there, that like goes to the relays and stuff on the inside. I have that jumping over here to that little distribution block. And also tied in with that is a heavy gauge wire that's running down over here, and it's going to connect to the alternator right now. That is where I'm gonna pull my power for that distribution block, and it's gonna run over to this. And then I have this little pigtail right here that's coming off that I need to run through the firewall still. This is the ignition power for all the relays for the engine harness. And then this is also the input for the fuel pump. So the wires that come off of the engine harness in there that goes to the fuel pump will connect to this. And then that runs through there. And I've also decided what it is I'm gonna do with the fuel pump wiring, because I have a relay kit for a fuel pump, and you know, it's heavier gauge wire and all that. And I was thinking to myself, like, dude, why am I even running this? I would rather just run that heavier gauge relay kit for the fuel pump. I still have that Walbro fuel pump that I am going to install. I figured whenever I do install that fuel pump, I'll go ahead and run the relay kit. But what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and leave all this factory wiring the way it is, and then I'll disconnect it back there and just use that as the signal wire for the relay. So since the battery is in the back now, I could just run the power wire directly from the battery, and just mount the relay and everything back there. Just find somewhere to mount the relay nice and clean, you know what I'm saying? And then from that point, I'll just use the factory wiring that's running through this fuse block and everything and running back there. I'll just use that for the signal that tells the relay to kick on. Then that way I don't have to tear all this apart and run a whole new wire all the way back there. That'll actually work out freaking perfect, bro. So what I gotta do next is get this ran through the firewall. There is a hole back there. I gotta take my camera stick off. This thing kind of limits me from getting into tight places. So that hole right there in the firewall, that is the hole that all of those wires I keep talking about for the AC in there, that all comes out right here. So I'm going to, for now, I'm just gonna go ahead and just push this into that hole. And I want to hook everything up and see if this thing's gonna fire up. I wanna make sure everything's working. I wanna fire it up. I wanna fill the radiator back up and bring it up to temp. And I want to see if we fixed that damn cutting out problem. That was the whole reason why we tore this thing all down again, to put that new harness on and everything, is to fix that. And if it doesn't fix it, if the wiring alone doesn't fix it, I now have an OBD port that I can plug into and see if we are at least throwing codes. If I can get that far today, dude, I'll be satisfied. So anyhow, yeah, run that through the firewall, get that hooked into the engine harness in there where it needs to be hooked into. This is that little brake pressure sensor or whatever that goes onto the distribution block right there for the brakes. And this is my signal wire and my power wire for the fans up here, and that's got to connect to these right here. So I'm just gonna leave it like that for now, because the fan wiring is something that unfortunately I am gonna have to redo, or probably not 100% redo it. It's just right now I have it running with the positive. So the switch for the relay, it gets ignition power, and I want to change that to where the fans are running off of the ECU, but the ECU doesn't send 12 volt to the relay for like to trip the relay. It sends a ground. So I need to switch that around to where the power wire is running to the fans constantly. It's always hooked up, and then I need to put a break in the ground, and then the ground has to run up to the ECU. So whenever the ECU tells the fans to come on, it sends the ground to the relay, not the positive side. So I'll have to redo that someday. It does work the way that I have it for now. It's just not ideal because it just comes on with the ignition rather than coming on whenever the temperature sensor tells the ECU and the ECU tells the fan, you know what I'm saying? Anyhow, I'm gonna go ahead and finish up a few things, and hopefully we'll be able to start this thing right now. Well, I put this header on way too early, so I had to go ahead and take it back off again. For two reasons. Whenever I put the header back on, I was filling back here, and this portion of the wiring harness right here is probably like, as long as it is against the engine block, which it kind of naturally just sits there, which is good, but it's still like an inch away from the collector. I'm just afraid that it's gonna generate too much heat being so close to that. So the issue is the harness, like a factory harness and the harness that I made, they both wrapped around the front. For anything that goes to the starter, obviously comes this way. Oil level sensor, I believe, or well, hold on, no, I'm wrong. Crank sensor, I think that's the crank sensor down there. The oil level sensor doesn't have a plug on this harness for it, so that is gone. Bravus was the same way, so if you guys are interested in this eBay harness, that's just one thing to know. If it's important for you to have an oil level sensor, you're gonna lose that. Anyhow, pretty much anything that's got to go over here wraps around the front of the oil pan and comes back. But with this harness, they have it set up to where it wraps down this way, which it gets really close to the exhaust. So it wouldn't be a problem if I had the headers wrapped, in which I'm just that's not something I want to do right now, bro. I do not feel like doing header wrap right now at all. It's I mean, I know how to do it. I've done it before, and it's a really satisfying thing once you get it done. It's just something I don't feel like putting myself through at the moment. But I can header wrap something. I'm gonna cut a little piece of this off, and I'm just gonna go ahead and wrap the wires. Cheat code, engage. I'm also not gonna be using zip ties. Zip ties melt. So I have some baling wire that I'm gonna wrap around it and twist. All right, there it is, dude. I'm actually extremely satisfied with that. I feel a lot better with having something on there, you know what I'm saying? And since it was damn near impossible to really record what it is I did down there, I'm gonna demonstrate for you. So I just took the wiring harness with my piece of heat wrap and I rolled it sideways. It's a really small piece I got here, so I'm sure you can imagine I had a lot more material to roll down there. Just want to make sure it overlaps a decent amount. And then I took a piece of baling wire. You wrap it around just like that. You don't have to try to twist this by hand, but if you can get a twist just to kind of hold it, that'll help. And then you just grab it with a pair of dikes and tighten it up. You obviously don't want to over tighten it because you don't want that to damage the wires. And then you want to cut this section right here off. Bow! then you're left with that. And if you think rubbing your arm up against a zip tie that wasn't cut off flush is sharp, then you haven't met one of these yet. But yeah, just make sure that you're aware that that's in your engine bay now. You don't want to go like reaching for something and drag your arm against that, because that will cut you wide open. But very effective, and you don't have to worry about it melting. So earlier in this video, I don't know if you guys noticed, before I put the header back on, which then had to take back off, I pulled my O2 sensor off. The reason for that is because I have the O2 sensors on here that has the flat plug. So the harness came with the one that has the square plug. So this is four plugs in there, and they're in a straight line. I need to go and get the O2 sensors that still has the 4 pins, but they're stacked on top of one another. So the square plug. So now my O2 sensors won't work. I got to get 2 new ones. But the reason why I bring that up is the clips that plug into my O2 sensors are just hanging down there. I need to get underneath there and actually tie those up also for the time being until I do get some O2 sensors. And I will also be using baling wire for that. I try to use baling wire on anything that's underneath the truck so that I don't have to worry about, you know, them dry rotting and cracking off or melting off and then having a potential problem in the future. I just use baling wire, so I know that shit ain't going anywhere. But yeah, I need to get down there and kind of tie those plugs up. You can see this one. You see it? Come on, give it to me. Yeah, I can show that to you now. See? The square plug. That's the O2 sensors I gotta get. But yeah, this thing is just dangling down here. And I actually already have 2 spots on the transmission where I had them tied up before. So I'm gonna go ahead and tie those back up. All the wiring is done for the starter. Signal is ran. I got those wrapped up. I need to tie up those plugs for the O2 sensors. And this header is ready to go back on now for the 2nd time in this video. So we've already discussed this. This harness comes with separate sensors. So this is a 3-wire MAF sensor, 2-wire intake air temp sensor. This is kind of old school. So this is from the older generation LS's. The newer generation just has the intake air temp sensor and the MAF sensor combined into one. So this plug has 5 pins. This right here is for the 3-pin and 2-pin plug. And then it converts it over to the 5-pin. And the reason why I'm doing this, because I know I mentioned at some point that I was just going to cut this off and I was going to add this clip on. But I have learned that in the future, whenever I want to start making any kind of like power on this, whenever we cam it, and if I put nitrous on it or something, I'm more than likely going to be deleting the mass airflow sensor and building a map off the, building a fuel map off of the map sensor. Like, I'm ignorant to all this. I'm not a tuner. This is just from my research. This is what I have read. So whenever you do that, what a lot of guys end up doing is, because you still want an intake air temperature sensor. So a lot of guys, whenever you have this 5-prong clip, they have to cut this up and then add in this clip and then put an intake air temperature sensor somewhere in their intake and then ditch the MAF sensor. So I will more than likely be needing to do that in the near future. So I decided, instead of cutting this and adding a 5-prong clip on here, I'm just going to leave it the way it is, run this conversion clip. So in the future, whenever I do delete this, I can just unplug this, and then all I have to do is just basically, you know, zip tie this up out of the way or something. I could cut it off, zip tie it out of the way or whatever, but I will need this for my intake air temperature sensor. So this is just a better way of going about it. So I'm not cutting this thing up multiple times. So plug in the MAF sensor, plug in the intake air temp. Come on, give me a clip. Where's my clip, mother? There it is. Bang, bang. And then now this plugs right into my MAF sensor. Obviously, I'm gonna need to clean these wires up. Oh, that's better. Ah, there it is. So obviously I need to clean these wires up, kind of zip tie and everything, and get it running properly. But you guys get the idea. now it's plugged in at least. I'm gonna get the fuel pump hooked up. And then we have absolutely everything, dude, except for O2 sensors. I don't have O2 sensors. But other than that, everything else is hooked up. Oh, I gotta put the header back on. Again, and my dipstick. Oh my God, I think I said, and my dipstick. Dipstick. I was getting some headers. I was getting some headers. Come on, where's the freaking hole? Son of a bitch. Headlight. Ah, there it is. Yep. The back door just opened all by itself. I don't like it. What does Vice Grip Garage call spark plug wires? Sparkulators, or the thunder hoses? The lightning hoses. Lightning hoses, that's what it is, I think. 3, 2, 1, fire in a hole, and first try, because I'm feeling pretty confident. Whoopsie daisies, I need a throttle cable, my friend. Hey, where you going, Braven? There's exciting stuff happening out here.
I'm about to mop the house.
Whatever. Alright, it is test drive time. I will say I've let this thing idle long enough where before it would have already done that like choppiness, like while it's sitting here idling, and it hasn't replicated that again at all. So yeah, now just here's a test of actually driving it and see if it does it.
to do that cutting out yet. Usually it'd fall right on its face. Hopefully all goes well. Update for my truck. My truck's been freaking killer, bro. Like, honestly, I've been enjoying driving it. I actually got pulled over the other day in it. It's a long story, but you know, I didn't get in any trouble, but most definitely was, you know, was an interesting event. But yeah, overall, my truck, I'm enjoying it. Hasn't given me any problems. I started to get the intake and exhaust done on it, and then air conditioning, and then I'll be able to start daily driving it. So I'm super excited for that. I just need to get on it. I need to stop slacking. Jesus Christ.
You can see a belt?
Yeah, there's literally a belt right here on the ground.
It still has power steering. It feels like it ain't.
Well, I don't know how you have power steering. I don't know how you have power steering because I have the belt right here. Oh man.
Well, apparently I don't need the power steering in because this thing steers just fine. Yeah, no, I think that belt is I think it's a little bit too big still.
Ah, okay.
Well,
So
that first one that I got, you guys remember, it was too small.
yeah.
And then I went and got another one and it fit and I was up, but it's still, because the tensioner completely maxes out.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's squeaking also. Hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Swap that out and then get a different belt. Or maybe it's just a tensioner. Who knows? The tensioner could just be given out.
No, well, because you know the tensioner is, you got to push it and then put the belt on. The tensioner goes all the way to the fully like
Locked out, yeah.
all the way back, like with that belt. So I don't think it's supposed to do that.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be somewhere in the middle, so it's constantly applying tension.
I don't know, but freaking burnout looks super sick.
Dude, it's driving so much better.
Yeah, no,
Holy
it
shit.
sounds super freaking sick.
Dude, it feels so much better. It still has like that rev hang though.
Yeah. I heard it coming down the street, going down freaking the main road right here, and it was crazy, bro. Like,
yeah, I think the rev hang must be a vacuum leak somewhere.
yeah, couldn't be. Throttle body of some sort.
Well, shit, man, I wanted to take this to the gym.
You can just throw the belt on it.
I don't feel like doing that. I'm done working on cars for the day, bro. I reach my limit and I cap out.
Hey, bro. All I'm gonna say is the belt falling off was worth it, dude. I don't know, like usually whenever I'm recording the burnouts, I do a pretty crappy job at recording them, but this time I actually was like getting the full car and frame.
Long enough to make all the neighbors come out. Be like, hey, asshole!
I seen the belt on the floor. I was like, oh no, belt.
I'm in the Blazer and I'm like doing the burnout. And I'm sitting there like, hell yeah! Braven's recording and he's like, what? It tripped me out. I didn't know what to do. Then I ended up stopping.
Yeah, no, that's understandable.
I stopped without pulling it into the neutral.
No, that's understandable. I still haven't even done an actual burnout in my truck.
I know. I've only done a burnout in your truck.
Yeah, I haven't. I don't know. I haven't done one. Like I only just try to launch.
4-cylinder still.
Yeah, which I need a clip of me doing a burnout in the truck. One day.
Anyhow, guys, that's pretty much it. That was my goal for today, man, was to get this damn thing running and driving. And we did another burnout, so I feel like we have just a little bit more, like, you know, chasing and just figuring stupid little petty things out. And then we should be able to, well, I need to go get this damn thing registered. I need to get it legal on the road and put some insurance on it. And then be able to start taking it out, dude. I want to go and, you know, do some testing in it and drive it down to Mexico and stuff, so.
Oh, yeah.
Hopefully hit up Curly and Mob out there and throw it on the dyno with him and Billy at ASM. That's what I'm looking forward to. I want a dyno.
We'll get our exhaust done before anything, bro.
Yeah,
what are you talking about?
Definitely exhaust.
Exhaust for sure.
Yeah. So I've mentioned it to you guys 100 times. I want to find out where it's sitting, completely original, like stock. I mean, I know it's nothing exciting. You can easily Google the numbers, but still, I want a graph so then we can do like an after. You do the cam and all that stuff, and then. You know, I'll be able to do before and after, so.
Yeah, I want the
both trucks, shit.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Anyhow, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end this for tonight. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you later. Later there, Rughead.
Later there, buddies.
Don't forget, this is the last week for the pre-order, man. Friday's the last day. Friday is 100% the last day, the cutoff. So, if you guys want to chip in and help towards the Gotham build, it's your chance. It's your last chance. Grab a shirt. Love you guys. Later.
I didn't even have mine running before.
Really?
No, sir. Dad, your GoPro's still recording.
Oh, sick. Hey, give you guys an update. I've taken a shower and gotten dressed, and we are now ready to take off and go to the gym.
Yeah, later, guys.
And you guys have been sitting out here in the Blazer for the past hour and a half. I'm surprised the GoPro's still recording, bro.